Nephilim here, and hold up, gotta change the message on the bottom thing. How do I do it again? It's been a while since I've done a podcast. I think it's comments. Oh, um, oh, there it is. Alright, so well, anyway, hello everybody, this is Akirathenephilim here, and today I am basically going to be doing a Sleeping Dogs gameplay, and on top of that, I will also be talking about something that I wanted to talk about on the day that the news came out in terms of like anime business, but I didn't really. I had so many things going on, so I didn't really have a chance to like kind of talk about it. So let's see. So I'm writing today's message down. Let's see. So what is your Oh, I got it. Cure. Come on, what's the kanji for day? Cure. So today's message is, what is your wish for today? Or what is your wish that you, or what is basically your wish that you want, that you want to come true? And you can put that in the comment box. It could be anything. So, Kyoa. So it's and make that purple. Alright, so that's gonna be today's message. Anyway, so anyway, about what I said earlier. So basically, if you guys don't know, there's Funimation put out a statement a few days ago where they are gonna be under well technically it was more on Sony's idea, but Sony is basically gonna be cutting like cost for the anime division by basically putting together a few all their companies that they own. So for example, you have Funimation that is owned by Sony, though since last year, you have Aniplex that is also owned by Sony. In terms, I think Aniplex is owned by Japan or Sony Japan's Music. I don't really remember which division owns Aniplex in that regard. But you also have Madman Entertainment that is also owned by Sony. You have Wakanim, which is a French I think a French anime streaming service, and I'm not really sure, and I don't remember what the other one was. So basically, all of them is going to be operating under Sony, and which means that wherever Sony puts out on Aniplex or Funimation or on Anime Labs, and it happens to do with like the licensing that Sony licensed in the anime division in their service, will also be put out for those streaming service. Like for example, today is the day that when Fate Grand Order, the OVA, comes out as a streamable platform on the Funimation Now service, at least in the US. I don't know if it's going to be released on Anime Lab or Wakanim. I don't know that much, but I'm probably going to guess it is, or it will be at some point, though. But like for example, like now, Fate Grand Order wasn't on. Well, it was technically on a streamable platform, at least with the original Japanese audio. At least with the original Japanese version was, at least on Crunchyroll. But the dub but you can't find the dub was never able to be streamed, unless if you buy the Blu-ray, unless if you buy like the home video of it. And I don't know why this game did that. I should probably start the game now while I'm talking. But now you can watch it on but now it's being released as something that you can watch on the Funimation thing, which is actually pretty cool, actually. But what the other thing too is that I'm gonna guess with like they also moved like the Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero anime onto the Funimation service, but so far you have to be a subscriber to watching it. Later on, which most likely is going to happen, that you get to watch it. That you basically get to watch it for. Hold on, I'm not trying to start a new game though. Like I have a save, which I'm trying to open. There we go. But mainly at some distant future, though, at least it would be free to watch with ads. But that's basically in the near future. But so far, I'm just glad that they have the shows have like one of those shows on a streamable platform for those that has the option for both dubbed and subbed animes. Now, I have no problem with watching animes in Japanese or English. In fact, I watch them both, though. So, as I probably stated many times before, I like watching animes in both languages. I don't really judge. The only thing that I will do is that I will say over time, like if there's a problem with like the dubbed version, though, I would criticize it, or if there's a problem with the subbed version. So that's what I would do. The other thing too is that crap. I don't know why Ration dress up like the main character from the Just Cause game. It's just some random costume that I got. So crap. But anyway, so I might as well leave that before. And who just? I meant like. Oh my God! So anyway, I don't know, how should I say, like, yeah, when it comes to anime for me, the only criticism that I would ever give is if this is what I do and don't like about certain shows, or in terms of like in terms of who gives a better voicing towards certain characters. Like, for example, I enjoyed the anime Demon Slayer very much. I enjoyed the anime Demon Slayer, but I watched it all the way through on Hulu. And what the heck? Why did I get inside of a car? I mean, like, so far, this is my first video of the month that I had made in a while, so you could say it's my first video in a while, and I don't know what I have to do. I think I have to defeat these guys. It's been a while since I played Sleeping Dogs, so there's that. But I still find this game very fun. The one thing that I do have to say is that I wish this game allows you to connect to multiplayer. At least I wish that they added like a multiplayer aspect, like open world wise. Like, not for, because I enjoyed the single player. There were some missions in the game that I had trouble in, but I was able to get through it, even though some of the missions took me a while. But anyway, in terms of anime, I enjoyed the anime Demon Slayer. I've been watching it on Hulu, though, since it first came out. But all I do have to say is that the Japanese dub, though, I do like some of the Japanese stuff, but in terms of like following the story and all that, so I just can't really say I just didn't really like that part of the aspect. So, but some of you guys may argue that you can follow the story, but which I can follow the story though, it's just that it's like, I don't know, I just did not like the Japanese dub very much. I enjoyed the show, definitely, and that doesn't deter me from watching the show entirely. So, like, I just did not like the Japanese dub very much. I'm not saying that the original Japanese version itself or bad. I mean, like, it is good. Like, it is really good. But to me, I just don't really like the Japanese version of it. So that's why I'm excited to see the English dub version. And even though and some of you may say, well, that's ironic considering on some of your videos you speak in Japanese. Well, here's the thing with me. Yes, I speak Japanese, but how should I say? I'm basically average to best. When average to best, meaning that I can basically speak back. I can speak back in Japanese and read the characters, though. But to put it in more perspective, I can only understand it when, like, in terms of if someone is talking to me, and they speak in Japanese, they would have to speak a little bit slowly in order for me to translate it. though. Like, that's how I am. But everything else I can definitely deal with, so.
Love clothes.
But that still doesn't really keep me from watching some of my favorite shows in Japanese. Like, for example, I guess I can do it now. I guess I can do one of like an anime review now, considering I'm on here. Though, and I haven't done an anime review in a long time since the first few episodes that I reviewed on Demon Slayer. But hold on, how do I think it's in my social club thing. I tried to go to one of the missions. Or I think I'm just gonna start off on mission 2. That way it gives me more time to watch it or whatever. But anyway. So one of the shows that I definitely like is Strike the Blood. I know that anime is really old, but I actually enjoyed the anime. So I actually really enjoyed the anime. There were some things that I was like why do they added? But like for example, I don't know how many guys. Don't know how many guys out there in the anime community that is getting sick and tired of, who are like me, who getting sick and tired of shows adding lollies to them. Which I am one of those people that is really getting sick and tired of that said trope. I mean, like, it's one thing if you added to like it's one thing to add it. It's one thing. It's okay for them to add into anime, but it's like an overused trope. Though there's some animes where it doesn't even need to be needed, though. Like for example, for anybody that's seen the show like Strike the Blood. Do any of you guys remember I don't remember what they call her, I think she was like a homunculus or something? Or am I thinking of Full Metal Alchemist? But there was a lolly in the anime where all I remember is his name, which is Asada. But even though she's a little bit of a, and there's also Natsuki as well. Now, Asada, Asada, that's one thing. I don't really care. She's just a character, but for the Natsuki thing, like why? For one, she's supposed to be like a president, like a principal or teacher. Why is she look so much younger than what she actually is? If she's supposed to be the teacher or principal. Like I don't see that. Like why? And don't get me wrong, I still liked the show, which here's another thing too about people. And here's another thing too. If you don't like the certain trope of the anime, and you can still get past and still watch and still enjoy the show, then why are you complaining so much though about it? Though, like for example, I can still I still like watching Strike the Blood. I just don't like that one character, how they just added a lolly in that show. Though. I'm not like, and here's another thing too. Like I said, there's some shows that I'm okay with them having that said trope. Like for example, Nina Tepish in Death of the Vampire Bun. But I still have questions of why they edit her as the way that they edit her in the show, but that still doesn't really deter me from enjoying the show. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, and if you do remember this YouTuber, please put in the chat, though. Do anyone remember the situation with Lost Pause? Or a YouTuber named Lost Pause? So, if you guys know that YouTuber, please type in the chat. And if you don't, then I tell you. Basically, or by what I know so far. Hold on. I have to check the YouTube thing right quick. Hold on. Oh yeah, and by the way, I don't know who keeps on popping in and out of the viewer thing of the live stream. If you're gonna watch a live stream, then just watch it. Don't keep on going in and out. Just to keep on going in and out. Hold on, I'm checking my chat. And hold on. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had something to do. But, alright. Wait. Crap. What is... Alright. So, anyway, as I was saying, so, if any of you guys don't know about Lost Pause, basically, he's basically an anime YouTuber.
It's one of Winston's guys! Take him out!
I mean, some of his content is good. I do have to say that. I do enjoy some of his content. But there was a video that he made where, I don't know if any of you guys remember, about how UN was trying to ban chodas and lollies in anime, or where they basically passed out a bill for multiple countries to not put lolis or shodas in like, how do I say? I'm not gonna say it. I'm actually not gonna say it, but in a certain way. That's how I'm gonna put it. In a certain way, that's why I'm gonna put it. Which, now, I do have to admit that I like the idea of, I like the whole idea of it, but I didn't really agree with all the, I like the whole idea of it, but the way that it was kind of like written is but the way that it was kind of written, that's something that how should I say, was a little bit, should have been a little bit more, how should I say, not grouped together, or to put it, meaning that it was a little bit too vague, though. It's a little bit vague of a thing, but after reading it, I do get what the UN trying to do, which I do agree. However, so Lost Pause made a video when that whole thing happened, where he tried to put a spin and saying, oh, they're trying to ban anime because the UN want to like stop Japanese animators and manga artists and manga creators from putting like sexualized lolis and shodas in anime, which I do agree that they should stop doing that, though. But because, for one, not only that it's a way too overly used trope in terms of fan service animes, but it's really like just no. I meant like, and I know I can agree in the comment section that, oh, like, there's nothing wrong with shodas and lolis, even though, for one, I meant like, you're up to a certain extent. I agree with you to a certain extent, but at the same time, I more agree with the intent of what the UN tries to do more, though, because literally, like, there's some shows that I just can't even freaking continue watching because of that sad trope, though, that I don't want to watch because of it, of how this. And the other thing too is that you also have people who make memes, disgusting memes about certain characters, though, about certain characters that isn't really portrayed, that isn't originally made to make that way, though, fiction or not, it's just wrong. So, and Lost Pause tries to put a spin to it and try to make it that they're trying to ban all anime. No, the UN isn't trying to do that. They're trying to stop disgusting people from creating pornographic images of minors. Though that's basically what they're trying to do. But anyway, that was the whole situation. There were several YouTubers that called out Lost Pause, including me, though, including me, so, which I don't remember which video I called him out in, though, because I made several because on my channel I made, the majority of my channel is talking about anime and talking about video games and all that, but on my channel, whenever I make a video, I try to put in, at least make my channel interesting by putting two topics in one video, or multiple topics in one video, and try to get them out of the way so I don't end up having to make multiple videos about it. Because to me, I don't upload that much on my channel, though. only upload like once every month or once a month. I don't try to compete with YouTube's algorithm at all. And there are certain topics that I don't really talk about because due to either it is really controversial, either because it is really controversial or that it just doesn't really matter. Like for example, and it's none of my business. Like for example, I don't talk about the Kyoto animation fire. I didn't really talk about that. Yes, it's sad. Yes, it is sad, and yes, it is sad seeing, what was it, like 35 people, I think? It was either 35 or 37 people die in that Kyoto animation fire incident, though. But considering that there was so many YouTubers that was making a video, that was basically making video, even the anime man also made a video on it. There was no point of me making a video on it if there was so many people making one on it as well. Like there was no need for me to jump on a bandwagon. Because at the end of the day, that's basically regurgitating the same information that other people already spoken. Which I'm trying not to do that, unless if it's information or a news topic that needs to be spread around that's not getting talked about all that much. So, but here's another thing too. And who keeps on joining the live stream in and out? Like if you're gonna join a live, like if you're gonna watch a live stream, watch a live stream. Don't just keep on hopping in and out, though. But anyway. So, next topic. And I'm sorry I'm kind of suck at this game a little. I'm also talking at the same time, because I'm not that great when it comes to playing and talking at the same time when it comes to videos. Though, because for one, I have my headset on, so, and the volume up loud. But anyway, let's just move on to the next topic. So, next topic is trying to remember. It does happen to do with anime, but I don't know how to word it. And it happens to do, and well, technically it happens to do with like streaming in general, not just anime, which happens to go with Hulu, which I haven't really seen so many people talk about, though, since Hulu announced that they basically no longer going to be supporting the ad free to watch service on the app or on their service at all. That I do have to, which I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen so many videos about it. I don't know why this game is taking so long to load. A game like that shouldn't really take so long for it to load. But anyway, Hulu, as I was saying, so Hulu on the, now I like Hulu, I like using Hulu, but Hulu is literally became one of the most greediest like streaming platform companies, though, by so far. And yet people complain about anime strike. Okay, so here's the thing. When anime strike was a thing, when Amazon had anime strike, The one thing that I hear from people complaining is that, oh, like Anime Strike is behind a paywall, or how you have to basically pay Amazon Prime and then pay again for the add-on for Anime Strike, which I do have to admit that is shady though of Amazon for doing. But where were those people when they were complaining, when Hulu decided to try to be like Netflix and added a paywall towards the ad watching free with ad service, and get rid of the whole free with ad service as free to view for the shows like that. Like, and the thing is that it is, I have so much to like talk about on that, of how greedy Hulu was by doing that, because then that stirred away people who used this, who like watching the shows and movies on their service before they added a paywall towards the ad free with ads thing, and terminated like the free watching from the service. Like, okay, again, I get that Hulu is a company and that they're trying to make money, but couldn't they just come up with some sort of alternative like app or something that allows them to basically watch shows that isn't Hulu Plus, and so they can watch it without having to leave Hulu at some point? Or even better yet, they could have simply kept the free with ads thing, because I don't mind watching a show with ads, because it definitely helps the company and supports the company. But I won't pay like $11 a month or $5 or is it now? I'll pay $11 a month to watch with no ads, but for something that has ads in it, why would I need to pay $5 a month if there's already ads in it to begin with? And you can't really use the excuse, they need to make money. Well, if that's the case, then YouTube should be like a subscription, like a paying subscription base then, because YouTube put ads on there. YouTube videos has ads. So if they're not really making money, then how is YouTubers making money then, if they don't make money from ads? You see where the logic is at? And yet no one really calls Hulu out for it, but yet they call out Amazon with the Anime Strike thing. And I don't know why this game is froze. But I guess this is just gonna be a talkative live stream. I may end the live stream at some point, which I will have to end it at some point anyway. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, some people are really like, if you're gonna call out one company for their bullcrap, then why not call out all the other then why not call the others though? And oh yeah, here's another thing too that I also want to talk about. And this happens to do with like the whole Vix situation, with the Broly voice actor situation. In fact, well, not towards the voice actor itself, well, not towards the like situation itself, but to people that is constantly making YouTube videos, basically flooding the YouTube algorithm with it. Because even though some of these YouTubers, I used to watch their videos and used to be informed on the whole situation on, I used to watch their videos, but like, it gets really old. Not only that it gets really old, but when you look back, some of the information, like half the information that they spew out in a video is either half only one side of the information. Either it's one side of the information, not really credible, or it's not really accurate at all, or if it's like just information in general that literally has nothing to do with the supposed goals or intention is, which is to help the voice actor out. In my opinion, and I do have to say this, I was gonna make a separate video on this, but I had to say it though, because almost every single time that I make a video on this situation, or about this whole YouTube thing with this whole like I stand with Vic thing situation, for some reason I was able to upload the video. So this is only one part of the video, so count this as one of the videos, I should say. I will be making more on this whole thing, but I had to call out Yellow Flash, Hyohei, that umbrella guy, and I'm not gonna call out Senpai's Home, even though Senpai's Home is just as guilty with making constant Vic content, though. Well, even though he doesn't really make it that often, though, he still basically says the same thing, says the exact same thing, or covers the exact same thing, either if it was half information or not, though, when it comes to the voice actor. But does he make money off of it? No. He's just another I Stand With Vic YouTuber. Which I also find funny. So they're bashing the way that I still somewhat stand with Vic to a certain extent. I didn't agree with Funimation basically terminating his contract, though, like that, just by going off of Sony's half investigation, or so-called investigation. I didn't really agree with that, but so many people that is in my YouTube feed, like, freaking kept on calling out and keep on making exposed videos of the freaking Funimation company, and half the time it has nothing, and most of the time the information has nothing to do with the situation, and it's not even exposing too, which that's another problem, though, because I constantly keep on seeing it in my YouTube recommendations section. And I can't even freaking watch a normal video because it keeps on showing up in the recommendations section, the homepage section. Just because I used to subscribe to one of these YouTubers. And guess what? Now since I'm not even subscribed to them, since I no longer watch their videos, somehow their videos still show up. For example, one of the videos I was watching, which definitely had misinformation, though, well, how should I say? I wouldn't really call it I don't know if it was misinformation or not. A part of it, there's a small percent of it that might be true, but yet again, there's also a huge part that is also false. That's the way I see it. Where Hyohei puts out a video saying, "Oh, Funimation, a Funimation insider exposes Funimation," or something like that. And I was curious of what he was talking about, so I decided to watch it. Now, here's one thing that I noticed in the video. Now, he titles the video as "It's a Statement," though, that Funimation actually did this, and that Funimation actually did this. But in the video, he said that, "Oh, I don't know if it's true or not." And this is Hey who uploaded the video. Now, why would you make a video? Now, why would you put in the title stating it as fact, but yet in the video you don't even know if it was, but yet in the video you don't even know if it's true or not? Where basically he was reviewing or reading a post that was supposedly be a month ago, which I don't even think it was a month ago, though. And even if it was a month ago, then the person who made the post would definitely be sued. Because here's the reason why. In the post, though, by what Hey was reading, that Funimation let go of a marketing team, or their marketing team, because of the Funimation and Sony merge, or with the Funimation and Aniplex merge. Well, if this was a month ago, though, then if this was a month ago, then the so-called insider, or the so-called person who used to work in the marketing team of Funimation, or who used to work at Funimation, though, said that then whoever that person is would have been sued, because that's basically work environment confidential, though. Meaning it's basically something that, here's the thing about jobs. If you leak out something, or if you say something about something that's gonna happen in the future that isn't supposed to leak out that isn't supposed to be stated till a very later date, or isn't supposed to be stated at all, though you work at the company, or you revealed something that you wasn't supposed to reveal yet, or not at all, and you work in a company, the company can actually sue you. Any company can actually sue you for it, though, because then you just leaked out something that wasn't supposed to be leaked out till a very later date, though. Because, and the other thing too is that then he says that, or she says that, oh, they let go of the marketing team, and it's because of Funimation left Crunchyroll, and it's because of the whole Vic lawsuit thing. Well, here's the problem with that. For one, Funimation didn't want to leave Crunchyroll at all with the partnership of Crunchyroll. In fact, it was actually more having to do with Sony buying Funimation. That's the major thing. That's the major thing. And also part of it is because Crunchyroll didn't want Funimation to expand, to show their shows, Crunchyroll shows, to regions that isn't really supported, that Funimation supported. So it wasn't actually Funimation's. Yes, it was Funimation's decision to leave. Yes, it was part of Funimation's decision to leave Crunchyroll, but it wasn't actually Funimation. And whoever keeps on joining the live stream, this is just me talking, because I don't know why Sleeping Dogs isn't loading at all. And by the time I back out of the live stream, and by the time I back out of the game, the live stream is gonna end. So, which I will end the live stream in a few moments, though. I just have to get out what I wanted to say that I wasn't able to make a video on before. But, but as I was saying, and the whole Vic thing, that has nothing to do with the reason why Funimation supposedly let go of the marketing team, though. Because if you think about it, there was, think about it. If it was because of that, then Funimation wouldn't had a controversy with not adding Vic's name to the Dragon Ball home video release as a special thing towards in the credits. That wouldn't really happen if that was the case. Had nothing to do with either Crunchyroll nor Vic. And like I said again, I'm still in support of the voice actor. But to me, which here's one huge reason of why I deleted my 2 videos on the subject when the whole thing first surfaced. For one, when the whole thing first surfaced, I was more focused on the allegations itself than it is with trying to look at it down the middle. 2, I only had limited information at the time to go off of. So by the time I just ran wherever I ran with. But I deleted those 2 videos because I wanted to make an update video on the whole thing with complete information. And here's the other thing too that I also didn't realize till much later is here's another thing. If you're in support of Vic, and I'm talking to the I Stand Vic people, to these YouTubers, to people that donated to the GoFundMe and all that, if you're in support of Vic, and Vic said in one of his tweets, though, on his Twitter thing, that he don't want any harassment, that he reluctantly seeked counsel, though, for it. So why is I Stand With Vic doing the same thing that KickVic is doing for months, though, ever since this whole thing started? And you can't say that it was just recent, or it was for the past 2 months, or 3 months. It was actually been going on for a lot longer. Yeah, I Stand With Vic in the beginning may not have done doxing, sending death threats though to the judge and all that, but it was still toxic either way. And yet these YouTubers like Come Geek Some, Yo Flash, Hero Hey, that Umbrella Guy, and yes, I'm calling out Come Geek Some because he's also guilty, because he's also continually making Vic videos, and I'm not even subscribed to the guy at all. Some of his videos just pops up in the YouTube algorithm a lot. Like, so you're so basically they doing the exact same thing that they blame Kick Vic for. Like, for example, trying to expose each other over the littlest things that doesn't even relate to the case. Like with like for example, here's another example: the Funimation audio leaks, where supposedly the Dragon Ball voice actors made homophobic slurs and all that. That was like, what, 10 years ago. I do have to say about that is that it's a bit hypocritical. It's a bit hypocritical that they would basically come up with that they got a man fired for something that they did 10 years ago. But at the same time, but that's about it. It's a little bit hypocritical. But you want to know the other thing too that I also think it has nothing to do with the whole lawsuit itself. But yet people is running with that story. Trying to take down Funimation. In fact, it got so bad to the point where even Toei got involved. The company that actually makes Dragon Ball got involved and basically copyright striked videos with the audio leaks in it. And yet Toei has nothing to do with the whole Vic situation. And yet somehow they got involved because it's just got really ridiculous. And here's another thing too. Ty Beard, the lawyer, he had such a major L in the whole case. In the case, or for the first part of the case. I get that it's not actually the actual case, but here's the thing. He was so unprepared, and yes, I had to literally. There was a YouTuber that was reading the transcript from the court hearing that Ty Beard, Jamie Machi, and Monica Rial was in. And Ty Beard was not prepared at all. Like, it was like the amount of mistakes that he made was something that even a rookie wouldn't even make. Even a rookie lawyer wouldn't even make. But yet for some reason Twitter lawyer, or the so-called Twitter lawyer or YouTube lawyer, tried to make Ty Beard as, he's gonna clear the case. But yet he lost 11 out of, what was it, like 14 or 13. But here's the other thing too. Even though I'm supportive Vic, I think that whole lawsuit shouldn't even become a lawsuit at all. Though. At all. I think that because, for one thing, it would have been a lawsuit if, let's say, Kick Vic continued, how should I say, if Kick Vic didn't really, how should I say, if Kick Vic, or the people that they call Kick Vic, had continued not saying anything, and continued their accusations against Vic, continued harassing him and all that, yeah, then Ty Beard would have won that whole case, though. on that said spot. But here's the thing. When it comes to like evidence though that's more of a hearsay, it's a lot harder to prove if the evidence is there or not. Because that's just going off of by someone else's word. Though, unless, and this is the one part that you don't hear from like the I Stand With Vic YouTubers, is unless if the other side has total continued what they did, unless if the other side continued what they did, they would have won the case. Like, for example, if Mighty continued putting out, like, let's say, kept on putting out false allegations and fake stories about the voice actor, she would lose her case because of that. Because there would be no other, because on her side, she wouldn't really have anything to say that, this is taken out of context. So the judge would have no else but to go with whatever evidence that the other side provides that the other side don't. But when both sides can defend themselves, but if the other side can defend themselves though and have evidence to defend themselves or have points to defend themselves, then it gets harder because then it's more hearsay. You can't really prove any more than that. I mean, like the whole defamation and conspiracy thing is already hard to prove in court, though, unless if you actually have some sort of evidence that strictly say that they did this, though. Because the whole thing so far now, considering there's more information now, has been either A, coincidence, or B, doesn't even matter to the case, or the reason why they sue. And hold on. Crap, I should probably charge my phone. God dang it. Sorry. There's also one more point I want to get to before I end the stream, but before I end the stream I need to do something. But anyway, as I was saying,
Stuff together for work.
yeah, huh?
Get your stuff together for work.
Yeah, I have it. It's hanging up.
Alright.
Probably should have locked my door. But anyway, as I was saying, all these information's coming out right now. I understand why the judge did what he did, and the judge is totally right for doing what he did by dismissing all 11 cases, by having both sides mediate, because this whole thing has been a circus show, especially on YouTube, since day one. And and you can say that, Kick Vic started, but at the end of the day, both sides are actually to blame. Kick Vic may be the one that started it, but I said Vic also been going with information, had also been doing the same thing that Kick Vic has been doing. No matter if it's, or accused of Kick Vic of doing. No matter of so-called justice that they tried to do, or how not as bad as they tried to make it. I mean, like, in the beginning, it wasn't as bad. It was just toxic. But now it's just gotten way out of control. Especially when there were some people in the I Sent with Vic that threatened the judge, which is totally illegal and does not help the man's case at all. In fact, it just makes the case want to be thrown out the window even more. So I'm just sick and tired of this, and I will be exposing more all these other YouTubers who constantly keep on making videos more on this. So more on this, and on top of that, you won't hear me make another like Vic news unless other than like what the actual how the whole case ended thing, how the case ends. I won't be like one of those YouTubers that will keep on making Vic content 24/7 or every other day of the week and putting out misinformation or putting out information that doesn't even relate to the case at all. But I will every once in a while, but I will expose. But if one of these YouTubers makes a video where it has nothing to do with the case, where they put out conspiracy theories out there, I will expose. Because there's very few YouTubers that would expose these corrupted channels, though. So this is Akirathenephilim, and I am signing out. And yes, I did use a line from another YouTuber called Review Tech USA. He's a good YouTuber. I suggest you guys watch his videos.